They threw you into the fire, didn't they? They thought the flames would consume you, reduce you to ashes, erase your name from every echo of existence. They wanted to watch you crawl. They wanted to see you beg. They wanted you broken. But the universe had other plans. Because pain was never your ending. It was your beginning. They didn't know that every time they buried you, you were learning how to breathe underground. Every time they pushed you to your knees, you were learning how to rise. Every time they took something from you, they were giving you something far greater, resilience. You see, they mistook your silence for weakness. They thought your kindness was naivety, your patience was fear. But you were never soft, you were focused, you were never weak, you were forging yourself in fire. They expected you to break, they expected the pain to paralyze you, but instead, it purified you. It carved out every illusion, every dependency, every piece of you that was built on validation. Because when the pain came, you met it. You stared into the eyes of the storm and said, "Is that all you've got?" And from that day on, nothing could touch you the same way again. In the beginning, you were confused. You couldn't understand why the world turned cold, why people you trusted became strangers overnight. You thought it was your fault. Maybe you were too much, maybe not enough. You kept replaying moments, rewinding pain, searching for where it went wrong. But what if it never went wrong? What if it was always meant to fall apart so you could finally rebuild it right? They were never your enemies. They were the architects of your transformation. They were the storm that forced you to find your shelter within, because when everything fell apart, something inside you finally woke up. That quiet voice you used to ignore, the one that whispered, "You can do this." It grew louder. It became the fire that burned through your doubt, through your hesitation, through every chain they ever wrapped around your spirit. You didn't just survive, you evolved. You walked through the same hell that broke others, and you came out wearing fire-like armor. And now look at you. They don't recognize you anymore. You carry a calm that makes them nervous, a silence that speaks louder than their noise. Your peace has become your power. And that is what breaks them. Do you remember those nights? The ones where you couldn't breathe, couldn't sleep, couldn't escape your thoughts. You thought it would never end. You thought the pain would drown you, but it didn't, because you learned something vital. Pain doesn't come to destroy you. It comes to reveal you. Every scar on your soul, it's a signature of survival. Every tear you cried, it watered the seeds of your rebirth. Every person who left, they cleared the room for your greatness. They took your name and threw it in the dirt. Now the same ground they buried you in has become the foundation you stand on. They whispered lies, built rumors, poisoned the air with doubt. And yet, here you are, still standing, still breathing, still rising. And here's the truth they never wanted to see. You didn't just heal, you transformed. You didn't bounce back, you built back better. You didn't move on, you ascended. They can't reach you anymore because you no longer exist at their level. They're still playing small games in the shadows while you've learned to dance with the light. They're still trying to break others while you're too busy building empires out of your scars. You see, strength doesn't shout. It doesn't need to. It just is. It's the quiet fire behind your eyes when they doubt you. It's the calm tone in your voice when they try to provoke you. It's the peace you carry knowing that nothing they do can touch who you've become. They thought the pain would end you, but it only introduced you to yourself. Now you walk differently. You move with purpose. You speak less, but your presence says everything. They can feel it, can't they? That shift in energy when you walk into the room. The same ones who look down on you now can't even meet your gaze, because they know, deep down, they created the very version of you that now outshines them. They made you cold when they turned their backs. They made you wise when they lied. They made you fearless when they left. Everything they did to destroy you became the reason you became unbreakable. And still, they talk, they whisper, they twist, they envy, because they can't understand how you turned wounds into wisdom, how you took betrayal and built boundaries, how you took rejection and made it redirection. They can't fathom that peace isn't found in revenge, it's found in release. You stopped chasing closure because you realized you never needed it. You stopped proving your worth because you realized it was never up for debate. Now when they see you, they see what they lost. They see the version of you they underestimated now standing tall, untouchable, divine. And that is what breaks them. Not your success, not your glow, but your indifference. Because when you stopped caring, you took their power with you. You've learned that revenge is silence, that peace is louder than any argument, that walking away is the sharpest blade you'll ever wield. You've learned that some wars aren't worth fighting because you already won. Look back for a moment, see how far you've come. Remember when you thought you'd never smile again? Now your laughter fills the same spaces that once held your pain. Remember when you doubted your strength? Now your reflection carries the proof of every storm you've conquered. You've learned that healing isn't pretty, it's raw, brutal, and honest. It's waking up every day and choosing not to let the darkness define you. It's forgiving yourself for believing the lies. It's standing in your truth, even when it shakes. They wanted you to stay small. They wanted you to apologize for shining. But you were never meant to dim your light to make others comfortable. You were meant to blind the darkness with it. And now, the tables have turned. They're the ones watching. They're the ones wondering how you kept going when everything should have destroyed you. They're the ones haunted by the memory of who you used to be, because the person standing now is unrecognizable. This is the moment they realize they didn't break you, they built you. They were the architects of their own regret, because while they were busy laughing at your fall, you were busy learning how to fly. And now that you soar, they can only watch from below, eyes filled with disbelief, hearts heavy with envy. But you don't even look back, because you've learned that true power isn't in proving anyone wrong, it's in proving yourself right. It's in choosing peace over pride, growth over grudges, purpose over pain. Now every step you take is sacred, every breath you draw is victory, every sunrise you witness is a reminder you made it. They can't touch you anymore, not because you built walls, but because you built wings. You outgrew the cage they left you in. You stopped surviving and started living. You don't chase validation anymore because you found something greater, self-respect. You don't seek revenge because your success became the loudest answer. You don't carry hate because your heart became too pure to hold it. Now, the same pain that once felt unbearable has become your greatest teacher. It taught you patience, it taught you empathy, it taught you strength, and most of all, it taught you that not everyone deserves access to your peace. So you learned to love from a distance, you learned to protect your energy, you learned to build a life so bright that their darkness couldn't follow. And that's why they're broken, not because you hurt them, but because they can no longer hurt you. They lost the privilege of watching you suffer. They lost the satisfaction of your struggle. They see you shining, and it burns them. They see you winning, and it haunts them. Because deep down, they know the truth. They created the very person they can't compete with. You've become the storm they feared. You've become the silence they can't ignore. You've become the peace they'll never know. So stand tall, not in arrogance, but in gratitude. Because every scar you carry is proof that you were chosen for something greater. You walked through fire and came out gold. You walked through darkness and became light. And now, you move differently. You no longer explain, defend, or chase. You simply exist, and your existence alone speaks volumes. Let them talk, let them wonder, let them watch. Because while they're trapped in the same cycles of bitterness, you're building empires out of the ashes. They once said you'd never rise again. Now they whisper your name with disbelief. They once tried to bury your voice. Now they can't silence your echo. They once called you weak. Now they call you unstoppable. Remember this, pain was never your punishment, it was your preparation. Every tear, every loss, every betrayal, it all led you here, where your heart beats stronger, here where your spirit stands taller, here where their words can no longer reach you. You've become everything they said you couldn't, and now they're broken. So when you look back, don't hate them, thank them. Because without their cruelty, you'd never know your power. Without their rejection, you'd never find your direction. Without their betrayal, you'd never become your own salvation. You are the storm that silence couldn't drown. You are the flame that darkness couldn't smother. You are the proof that pain creates warriors. They threw you into the fire thinking you'd burn, but you didn't burn. You blazed. And now the world watches, in awe and disbelief, as you rise higher than ever before, because pain made you stronger, and now they're broken.